Your first day as a civilian,
Oh yeah,
and you're sleeping. We're getting each other mixed up playing phone tag.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
How does it feel, my friend? How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels really good. I mean, it's the first day in a new chapter of my life, I guess. So absolutely was looking forward to it, and today is a good day. And you know, it's when I guess I had a little too much fun last night, so I woke up late to start with, and then I ended up falling asleep and taking a nap this afternoon. So apologies for that, but it does. I did get some rest, and it does feel nice. So
Hey, doesn't it feel good to get rest and like you're kind of thinking like, okay, well, I got to start thinking what kind of army paperwork I got to do, and then you're just like, wait a minute,
yeah, there's nothing now. It's
the
done. I
the
mean,
blanket that's on you is a DD-214 blanket.
that's right. That's exactly right. Like like at this point, it's all said. It's all done, and that's where I'm now Mister Campbell, right? So so yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
That's good, man. So what are the plans, man? What do we got? What's the first goal?
The first goal is getting us moved back to Missouri, and then once we are there, I'm currently enrolling in college, so I'm going to be going back to school, and that'll be a good time for me to uh, you know be able to take care of my kids and take care of the house and stuff like that. And
Oh
that's the
yeah.
kind of like I'll be Mr. Mom basically, and go to school for a little while, and kind of ease back into the waters of being a civilian. And I'm very fortunate that I have the opportunity and the availability to do that. So I'm very very grateful,
Yeah.
for you know
Allow me to introduce you to the party, man. Welcome. The the gates are open.
yeah, water's warm.
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So how was most importantly, how was the party last night?
It was good. So I was surprised twice. So some cousins of mine drove in from the Kansas City area, and when I rounded a corner to go to the back room in our hall basically from the canteen area, um, my cousin turned around and when I saw her, it like broke my brain for a second because I've been going back and forth to Kansas City so often this year. It was like a face that I would be used to seeing kind of, but my brain kind of froze on the fact that we were in Colorado. So like it didn't register that they had like that I was in Colorado for a second. You know what I mean? And then I was like, wait, what are you guys doing here? And that was really cool. Like my cousin, his wife, and their kids um, came out, and he has a couple of wonderful kids. Um, his oldest his oldest is an Eagle Scout. Actually, became an Eagle Scout. So
Nice.
yeah, it's really good, really awesome people. Like, and then I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes later, like my parents walked in, and so that was like my parents surprised me and drove in, and I didn't know they were going to do that. Like nobody knew that. So that was really nice. That was very much a blessing, and I'm very grateful for. You know what I mean?
That's awesome,
So
man, and it really goes
yeah,
to show you're constantly going back and forth seeing your family. You're a big family guy. You're going back and forth all the time, so it really goes to show that at the end of all this, they came to see you. So it's very
Yeah,
it definitely comes first full circle. It's a beautiful thing, man, and I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. It's
appreciate it, man.
This is
And for,
huge. This is
yeah,
huge. You know, this now means that all members of the admin team all have DD214s.
yeah, exactly.
You know, so this is the way it's supposed to be, and you know, I
It's
mean,
the way.
I mean, holy shit, man! I mean, you're probably feeling like a couple. You know, you probably feel it's a little surreal right now. You're probably, you're probably expecting like, your mind and body is probably still, you had the time to kind of rest during your period of leave, but you're still probably gonna have those little triggers like, oh, I gotta wake up early for this or
Right.
whatever. So
Yeah, it's definitely surreal. I mean, that's it's first time in um, almost 12 years that I get to just nothing. Which being a dad and having adult responsibilities, obviously I can never do just nothing, obviously. But you're right. I mean, there is that aspect where there there's no like looming cloud over my head right now, at least for the time being.
yeah,
Like you have to do this by this time. I've got a couple weeks where you know I will probably not set a freaking alarm, as long as when the girls are not in school.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So that'll be nice.
This is very nice, man, and we've been doing this a little over a year now.
Hmm.
This is fun.
Yeah, it is.
This is fun, and to be able to get to know you, to know Sergeant Campbell, to know
Hmm.
Jay Campbell,
Right.
and not to see this different. This is a new perspective. This is a new chapter. So you're closing one book and you're opening up another. So, I mean,
It's
what book?
exactly.
I mean, what fucking book are you on now? I mean, holy shit.
Oh God, dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's why it's such a blessing, to have such a wonderful support system and family and friends that love me. That's how fortunate and lucky I really am. I mean, that's not everybody gets that kind of support. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And that's what really made it, even more beautiful than it already was. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Is having that support system say that, yeah, we're here, we love you. You know what I mean? I had a buddy of mine that I grew up in Arizona with. He's here. He actually lives in Colorado, but he lives on the western side. So
Oh, nice.
we don't see each other very often. But he came out for a couple of days, so he's here. You know what I mean? And it's not everybody gets that, and I'm a very, very lucky man to have that. You know, the
You've lived a storied life. You
oh,
certainly have. You
oh
certainly
yes,
have.
and it started way before the army. You know what I mean? It started way before the army. So there have been several, I guess, chapters of my life, so to speak. But that's okay. I was always, I guess, searching and looking for the next thing. And the
Yeah.
army, the army became the next thing for me about 12 years ago. So now we'll see what I'm off to in the next chapter, and hopefully it remains very positive and goodwill for the universe, basically.
Yeah.
On my part, I'm looking forward to giving back to my communities and my country,
Hell yeah.
home front now. Hopefully for the rest of my life. So
So
we'll see.
what was your nickname in basic training? El Tio?
That's what
Yeah, yeah.
that's what that dude. Yeah, that's what he called me. Yeah.
So now you're gonna be there from basic training and now to the grandpapa in college.
Basically, like I've had a couple of army nicknames that are all, and they were all centered around me being just a little bit older. It was
Well,
LTO in basic training. Papa J. I had a good buddy who used to call me Papa J all the time. And
uh,
then I became Papa J when Araya came along.
oh, there
I
you go.
became
Yeah,
Papa
it
J, like
doesn't end.
literally.
It doesn't end, bro.
Yeah.
It doesn't end.
So now I get to go play college freshman,
Yeah.
right? Like at 40 years old, right? Like that. This will be a very interesting, experience probably.
Yeah, Yeah.
I have to assume so. I'm sure we'll be laughing about it in a few months when I start going to school again. So
Looking back at this, man. This is gonna be an interesting time for you. It's gonna be like you're gonna see things that you've never seen before. Probably, because you've seen a lot of shit. Yeah.
right,
Well,
well, it'll be a good experience either way.
yeah.
You know,
Absolutely, man. And yeah, man, you caught me at such a high. Um, the Yankees have clinched their wild card spot.
they clinched.
They have just clinched literally moments before we started talking.
Oh,
Um,
good.
and it just so happens. Actually, I'll bring it up right here. I'll show it to you. This, and for those who are watching, This is the bracket right now.
Okay.
So as of right now,
So they're going to play in the Boston and New York is going to play in the wild card anyways. Then.
once again, because Boston just moments ago just clinched too. They just clinched. So once again, we're just last week we just swept Boston. We're gonna fight Boston one more time. The Mariners have been taken out. Now
Okay.
look at this bracket. If I wasn't biased, I would really think that the World Series is going to come down to the Brewers and the Houston Astros.
Interesting. See, I would have said Tampa Bay, but I can't really say you're wrong in that or whatever.
Did you
know
see?
what I mean?
Did you see what Tampa Bay did to us yesterday?
Uh-uh.
Oh my!
Did they
Oh my
they
God!
stomp their guts out or what?
Dude, they pushed our shit in, is what they did. Dude, it was like by the third inning, it was 7-1.
In the third?
Yeah, the same
Oh, yeah.
guy hit 2 3-run home runs. So
Jesus.
yeah, so now we're going back to Boston. We're going back to the Green Monster. I can't.
Oh, is it going to be at Boston?
Yeah, and we were just at Boston last week, and we just swept them 3 games in a row.
Oh boy, here we go.
Yeah, so something.
That's going to be wild. What day are they playing that game?
I don't know the schedule, but I'm gonna check that out. I am gonna check that out.
But I might actually go sit down and have a beer or two and watch that fucking game when it happens. That's a good game to fucking.
That is gonna be an intense game, and then don't forget we also October 6th in 3 days, they start, the postseason starts. We're here, so
Right. Right.
Let's see what happens. I'm very excited to see some of these new guys. We got a couple injured guys now. We got one guy that has to have a hernia surgically removed. We have another one on 10-day IL. So
Jesus.
yeah.
So okay, again, removing your bias, how do you think the Yankees are looking in this game?
So we have a couple inconsistent players, and now that we got a couple guys in the injured list, I don't.
Right.
Against Boston, that's going to be a problem. Our best power hitter, Luke Voigt, was our weapon against Boston. He's not going to be there.
Oh shit.
If they're smart, they'll use Garrett Cole for the good defense. This will probably be like a 2-1 series, and that's with the Yankees winning, because right now Boston's not really, they're not cutting the cheese right now. So,
Okay.
but I do think that we are going to lose to Tampa Bay.
Is the wild card a series or is it one game now?
It's one game.
It's one winner take all, right?
Yep.
Winner take all, and then winner plays Tampa Bay, basically.
Yep, and it's gonna be let's see, postseason bracket 2021. All right, so yeah, I got the postseason bracket right here. So I'm looking at it. They're saying that the game's probably is gonna be within the next couple days. So I'm assuming Rays and Red Sox, American League. It's probably gonna be this week.
Okay.
Yeah, before the end of this weekend. Shit.
Either way, whenever it is, I'm gonna have to fucking check that shit out.
Tension.
That's gonna be Yankees. Yankees Red Sox is like fucking Bloods and Crips, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a war every time.
Yeah,
it's a war every
and
fucking time.
I want to give a huge shout out to the St. Louis Cardinals, who lost to the Brewers last week, but they had a 17-game streak.
Hello.
17 motherfucking games in a row. in a row. Like it's intense. I can't imagine. It's hard enough. It's hard enough for Major League Baseball teams to win, 5, 6 games in a row, let alone go on like a 17-game winning streak. Like
Yeah,
it's almost unheard of in today's baseball. In today's baseball, it's almost unheard of to go on crazy ass like winning streaks like that. But it
yep.
happens. Obviously, it happens every once in a while.
Yep, and St. Louis is still in the picture, so I mean, there may be a chance that Missouri may be coming home with the World Series title this year. There's still a chance. Anything can happen. I mean, we
Well, I mean, everybody forgets. Everybody forgets. I mean, or some people, I should say, forget. After the Yankees, it's the fucking Cardinals with the most championships in Major League history. And it's like every decade or two, they start churning out championships. You know what I mean? When the Royals won their first championship, we were playing against the Cardinals. You know what I mean?
the
Uh,
was it the I-85 series, the
I-70.
I-70.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. But yeah, like the Cardinals are like a perennial playoff contender. You know what I mean? In the National League, obviously they have the World Championships and the playoff appearances to show it. You know what I mean? So yeah. But yeah. So who do you have, John, like winning the World Series? Like just like who's your overall
You
like
know,
again biases removed, like who are you picking to take home the championship?
I really think. Now I said I think the finals is going to be the Astros and the Brewers. I truly think that the Brewers are really gonna surprise people this year.
You think so?
I really think so. Now, I will throw in Tampa Bay in there as a catalyst as well because
Dude,
they
dude,
they're
Tampa Bay as a city is fucking tearing it up in sports this year, dude. Like
they are kicking
this was, yeah,
ass.
this was Tampa Bay's fucking year, dude. Seriously. I
They
mean,
they
this
had
one-
they
they got
literally had our number.
what they do like they won the Super Bowl. Did they win? They won the Stanley Cup too, right? Tampa Bay. So now like they have the chance to fucking possibly reach the fucking or capture the World Series if they make it through the playoffs. That'd be a hell of a year for that city, dude. Like
Dude,
holy,
if you're the mayor of that town, like
you just you're jizzing all over the place. You know what I mean? That dude's just fucking creaming his fucking shorts,
and
dude.
on top of that, AEW wrestling has been making Tampa Bay money up the buku.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Like, see, like I wouldn't mind living in a place like Florida, except for like the fucking hurricanes and shit. And like it's too flat. Like
That's the exact same conversation we had. We love
it would,
Florida. We're all about it. But that
I'm all about
weather,
yeah, I'm all about the climate. I'm all about the climate, but fucking it's not worth that fucking that juice ain't worth a squeeze when like a fucking category 4 fucking hurricane hits your ass every fucking like 5 years. You know what I mean?
and the people, I mean, Florida, man. I mean, because knowing me and you, if we were to move this podcast down to Florida, me and you would turn into Florida, man.
Indeed. That's like I would not stand a chance. I wouldn't stand a fucking chance in Florida, dude.
We're
Like it,
fucked.
it, it'd be, I'd be totally fucked. You know, I could make it pretty much in Missouri and where I grew up in Arizona. Outside of that, I'm a freaking. I stick out like such a fucking sore thumb sometimes, dude.
Mm.
I wouldn't make it.
And don't mind me.
Oh, you're fine.
It's Halloween season, bro, so I'm eating a Halloween cake.
That's what's up, dude. That's
know?
what's up. John with the sweet tooth, man. I like it, dude.
Yeah,
You got-
dude,
you always-
I can't help it, man. What we also got here, let me pull it up. I'm gonna show it to you on the screen share, Jay.
Okay.
Tim the TatMan, along
the
with
Tat-
another streamer, streamed at AT&T Stadium. Look at that.
I'm not seeing it. I got blank. I got black on my screen. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
no. Can you see that?
I saw something change, or it's still black.
Let's see.
Oh, I can see it on Nikki's. I can see it on Nikki's actually.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead and you're playing it, and it's them sitting at the football stadium
Yeah,
watching
so-
it play.
Yeah, so I don't know who this guy is. I'm assuming he's a football player. But
Okay.
but yeah, you see it, man. He's playing on the big screen at AT&T Stadium where the Dallas Cowboys play.
Right.
No,
Right.
this is a big feat. And a lot of people are actually talking about how this was such a big opportunity because he used to be signed to Twitch, and as soon as he ended his contract, this happened. So it goes to show, don't stream on Twitch. Be a YouTube superstar. That's the way to go, guys. That is the way to go.
And what did this stream cap like? Was it captured somebody who was cheating basically?
Oh yeah, so we're gonna go down over here to the end of it. He's actually
Wait a minute,
watching.
that is a Swiss.
Uh huh.
Wait,
He's watching the person that's gonna
So,
win.
so this is the clip right here. He's watching the guy cheat.
how would you be level 200 if you're not?
Of course he is.
Level 200, a level 200 guy.
I think he's cheating. It's not. Here's what I'll say. It's not enough for me to tell Whips to get him banned because I'm not 100% sure. But this would.
This is interesting.
I mean, he's only
It's interesting
level
watching
2, right?
this, watching,
Can you see that?
and it's funny that he captured that on his and that's on. And so that's basically we're watching somebody cheat on the big screen
Yeah.
at the
Here we
Dallas
go. Look at that.
ball stadium.
It's a headshot.
Oh yeah.
You see that? You
So,
see the logo?
He got a headshot on him, and
He's cheating. He's not
I
cheating.
think
Don't
actually
wanna
it
do-
ends somewhere around here.
not
He's
taking
shooting.
it.
I mean, it
Yeah,
again.
the dude's obviously hacked. You know, he's obviously a hacker basically. Like he obviously got into the source code of the game and freaking figured out how to like jump walls and shift through different parts of the map and fucking, you know, commit headshots at like impossible distances or whatever, right? So is what it is. I mean, it's you know, that game has notoriously been full of cheaters and unethical play, if you want to call it that, since it came out. I mean, no big surprise. Obviously, stuff like this is going to happen no matter what you do. Like, whether the guy was playing on the giant Dallas Cowboys, you know, jumbotron, or somebody like on their local, you know, Twitch, you know, stream, just playing by themselves in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know, this is nothing uncommon for fucking Call of Duty. You know what I mean? It really isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, this is.
And the developers of DICE, you know, because, you know, Battlefield 2042 is solely going to be an online game. They were asked,
Right.
what are you going to do to combat cheaters? They said, we're not going to give them a warning. So,
I mean, we'll see. I think easier said than done, but I like, okay, prove me wrong. You know, prove the gaming community wrong. Like, clean up
Yep.
your fucking games, dude.
the actually, and
Nobody
actually,
like playing against that. You
yeah,
know what
and
I mean?
actually the open beta is out in a couple days.
For Vanguard,
Yeah, no, for Battlefield. So it'll be out there. So
Yeah.
you know it'll be out there. Vanguard comes out very soon. I actually see you getting it simply because mostly for the Modern Warfare mechanics.
I think I might get it. Yes, and it's World War II. You know, I'm curious about the alternate timeline aspect of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's the era, and if it turns into a fun game to play, like yeah, I mean, obviously, and you know we can see about maybe hopefully getting more active in the DD214 gaming community at large, you know, and start gaming more, start streaming more, you know, like maybe once or twice a week, you know, just getting on and getting ourselves out there. Like I would like to definitely make that part of our season 3 is be
Yeah.
a lot more interactive with our community. You know what I mean? As a whole, start gaming more, start streaming more when we play. You know, regardless of what we play, whatever.
I actually got a game for you to download that just made it on the Game Pass that you may be interested in.
Which one is that, John?
Did I now? Excuse me, I don't remember. So I just bought the Avengers game.
Okay, have you? Yeah, I'm assuming you've played it. How is it?
Yeah, so I got to play a lot of it.
Okay.
It was $20 at first, and then the next day it was on fucking Game Pass. So thank you, Microsoft, for fucking me over for the third
Yeah.
time now.
$20, you little bitches. What
Yeah,
the fuck?
that's the third time. I did it with Train Simulator. I did it with a baseball game, and now with this one.
So what? They don't announce what's going on Game Pass ahead of time. Is that the thing?
They do. I may have seen this a while ago, and I may have not remembered it. But the
Okay.
fact of the matter is, it's on Game Pass now. Now,
Okay.
the game is currently being saved from a lot of glitches and a lot of things that were going on within the game. As you know, it happens all the fucking time. But I
Right.
have to say, selection of characters is cool. Okay,
Okay.
you get to play as Miss Marvel, Black Widow, the Hulk, Iron Man, Thor, and
Hell yeah.
you get to play as the main characters and Hawkeye.
Right. The Avengers, basically.
Yeah,
Right.
so you play different stories, and they have a section called the Marvel Initiative, where you and your friends get to play together and fight against bad guys. So
Really?
yeah,
So like online, like so it's co-op basically. Like, well, shit, dude. Like, I think I need to get the fucking Game Pass.
yeah, and let me tell you, so
Is it fun? Like, how's the
it's
how are the
okay. So
how's the- what how are the mechanics of the game? Like is it fun to play?
so each
Or
yeah, so
or-
each
like-
character has a different mechanic, which I love. Each
Okay.
character is very very different. The one I found to be most difficult is Iron Man. Because
Okay.
there's literally like you're doing so much with him. You're flying, you're shooting at the same time, you're throwing missiles, you're shooting lasers, but
Right.
he's fun. He's fun. Okay? The action sequences, they get lost because there's a lot of scrambling going around, so you kind of get lost a little bit and you're just like, "Okay, what's going on?"
Mhm.
But while you're in that moment, you're fucking Iron Man or you're Thor and you're just having a good time beating the shit out of these guys with your friends. And with
I absolutely can dig that idea. You know what I mean? Like that sounds like a fun game to play. It really does. Like honestly.
I mean, look,
Uh,
you could throw Captain America's shield. You could
Right.
throw the hammer of Thor.
Right.
You're fighting. They have. It's a fun game. The story is very linear. Lots of Easter eggs. It's not connected to the movies at all, so you're getting a completely different story. And there is 3 campaigns to play. There's Avengers Assemble. There's the Hawkeye story.
Okay.
And the third one is War for Wakanda, which introduces the Black Panther, who is a phenomenal character in the game.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best character, if not the best character. I personally, I like using Thor.
Okay.
Thor is very fun. There's thousands of costumes that you could choose amongst, and you have to unlock them. It's not pay to win; it's pay to look good.
Right. Right.
All the DLC is free.
Okay.
So if you want a true rating from me right now, because I think I've had enough gameplay with it, I give it a 7.9.
Okay. So pretty high up there.
Yeah.
Like fun play, worth the time and effort, basically.
Yeah. Now, what makes it not an 8? I would like to see more characters. I want to use I would like to see characters like Vision. I'd love to see Vision in the game. I'd love to see maybe the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Because if this is not an MCU game, we can add these things. And there's hints of Spider-Man in the game, but it's not.
But you haven't
Yeah.
seen him yet.
Yeah, it's not looking too good. I actually believe Spider-Man is a Spider-Man exclusive in the game. If correct me if I'm wrong, but the game is good. Get the Game Pass, play it. And among that, I'm getting ready to prepare more for iRacing. My wife got me a sports wheel that I'm waiting to
Okay.
come into the mail to check out to get into games like American Truck Simulator. Forza Horizon 5 is coming out real soon. Forza
Okay.
8 is coming out. Lots of games, man. Lots of games. And we're coming into the season now where a lot of games are coming out to get ready for the Christmas season.
For Christmas. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. This is October, November is. Excuse me. October, November are very traditionally like big release months for
Yeah.
a lot of games because Christmas is right around the corner. So yes, that is very correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, John. If there's one thing I am looking forward to as a civilian, it is actually having a little bit more downtime to do things like game. And I don't mean all day, all night necessarily, because I've never really been that kind of gamer to begin with. But every once in a while, like it's nice to be able to just take a couple hours out and have a couple of hours to just start just game it,
Yeah.
every day. You know what I mean? Like it'd be nice. And I've had more of that time. The last couple of months I was on terminal leave, but I am very much looking forward to gaming more and getting back into I guess the hobby, you might call it, of gaming.
Absolutely.
You know, that part is absolutely going to be very nice for me. And I'm looking forward. There's a couple of games I am looking forward to, like, and the one we discussed earlier, Vanguard, might be on my list.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be. I think I'm most likely gonna be definitely getting Vanguard. I think I'm most likely definitely gonna be getting Battlefield. And those
I
look
think I'm
like.
gonna Battlefield. My thing is Battlefield and Vanguard both. I'm gonna wait and see, but when I say wait and see, it might only be a week.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long before like the results are in, basically. Like when you
Yeah.
start seeing, threads on Reddit, where actual gamers are describing the game and the process and whatever, and it's like you can tell usually within a few days if the game is a hit or miss. That's Cold War was obviously a big miss. There are gamers out there that do like Cold War. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that if you're a Cold War fan.
Statistically, it was a miss though.
But it was a miss. It was a huge miss. And you know and within 2 or 3 days the results were in. Like no.
Yeah.
Nobody was pulling any punches after that game came out. So it was like I never fucked with it. I didn't even bother with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's like after all the time we spent, I was like, fuck Cold War, dude. Like I'm not doing this.
Yeah,
Like I'm
yeah.
not doing this.
Well, the good thing about Battlefield though is that it's going to be part of EA. If it's not automatically on the EA Play, which if you get a Game Pass account, you get EA Play with it. So there will be a 10-hour trial involved with Battlefield 2042. They do it with every single one of their releases. So if you don't want to buy it, at least you have 10 hours to give it a shot.
Right, to play it, right. And that's and I'm so looking forward to this being a new standard in gaming. You should be able to rent, like we used to be able to rent games when we were kids. Like
Yeah.
I'd go to the Blockbuster or whatever, and rent a fucking video game. I could try it out. I could try the fucking video game out before I fucking bought it. You know what I mean? And these days, it's you buy the game and before you even know if it's worth a fuck or not. You know what I mean? It's just I'm so looking forward to that standard coming back where you actually get to play the game before you buy it. You know what I mean? Like before you invest your money in it, and you don't get like 18 hours into the game and realize how big a pile of shit it is. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Excuse me.
Oh, you're fine. Oh, you're fine. Yeah.
Oh man, it's that time of the season.
It really is.
So the
Trees-
next
everywhere.
thing, we are going to roast Bandai Namco. I mean, unless you like the logo yourself. Bandai Namco, who, I mean, holy shit, they created so many games.
I'm sorry.
How do I not
can't-
know what games?
And they just made like a shitty fucking logo, or what?
So they've made games like Park Beyond, Digimon Survive, Dark Souls, Elden Ring, Dragon Ball Z,
Yeah.
Pac-Man. Bandai Namco. I'm not sure if you could see the logo or not. I'm trying to do the screen share.
It's not your fault that I can't see it. Put it that way.
Yeah, if you're able to see the stream, it's up.
Yeah, like it keeps coming up black on my screen. That's not. I don't know what it's. I don't think it's your fault. I don't know, because I can see it.
You know who we're gonna blame? We're gonna blame Skype for this one.
I'm gonna blame Skype. I like blaming Skype.
It's not our fault, guys. God damn it. But yeah, so
Well, I mean, so long story short, freaking.
they have decided to they decided to change the logo, and it is probably the
Is that?
ugliest.
I can see it now. Like Nikki pulled it up. Thank
Yeah.
you, Nick. Thank you, Art. It's that. Is that the one with the pink wraparound that says
Yeah,
Bandai?
yeah. It looks like a Twitch logo. Okay.
Basically, yeah. It's like it looks like a fucking message, basically.
Yeah. So they wanted to
Like,
go a little modern, a little simplistic with their logo, and
which would have been fine, But that's not the way. I don't know who fucking authorized that, but they fucked up.
I could make that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, well, even if we're talking about the difficulty of it, even if it's not a difficult thing to make, at least put some fucking. I don't know. I'll defer. I'll defer on that one. Like, yeah, I'll just defer on that. So
Yeah, this is definitely a fucking no go. This is definitely a no go on their part. I'm a little surprised, to be honest with you, because they're, this huge company with all this money, and you would think that, okay, well, why don't you make a nice fucking logo? The band. I don't think there was anything wrong with the orange logo at all. I just think it was nice. It played with the original look.
I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know what to really say about that. If a company wants to change their logo, their icon, or whatever, I mean, so be it. Whatever. But maybe put a little bit more thought if you're gonna rebrand the company. Basically, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times the logo kind of like is the face of the company. On a surface level. So if we're talking in a capitalistic way, are you trying to make your company money with your logo, or are you trying to like have everybody say like what the fuck when they see your brand? You know what I mean? And that logo, that new one, was kind of like what the fuck. Like it looks like a message. Like I don't know. Like somebody trying to like send me a message, Bandai Namco. Like I don't know. Like that's all I saw with like it was kind of a shitty fucking logo, basically. Like there was really nothing to it.
Yeah,
it looked like I received a text, basically.
yeah. Like my thoughts on this is that now every time I open up a Bandai Namco game, this is what I'm going to be looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, like poor Pac-Man.
Right.
Poor fucking
Right.
Pac-Man.
I'm telling you.
In other news, Starfield, which is the one game I'm super excited for,
Okay.
has 150,000 lines of dialogue. If you want some context, there's only 60,000 in Skyrim.
What?
Yes.
How many did you say? 100 and what?
150,000 lines of dialogue.
Good God, man. What is that? Is that game going to be like? It takes you like a fucking year to beat it. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
I bet you that might be
trying
the
to like
case.
100%. Can you imagine trying to like 100% a game like that? Like, I'm trying to 100% Ghost of Tsushima right now, dude. It's like kicking my ass.
I will go 100% in Starfield.
Like, dude.
I will do it.
Oh my God, dude. Like that sounds like an epic fucking game, dude.
Yeah, and you know what? We're gonna document that on DD214. How long it takes for me to go 100%.
Dude, see, there you go. Season 3 material right there, John. I'm telling you, like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, you get Starfield and you start playing the shit out of it. Fucking live stream your gameplay as you go through the game. You know what I mean? As you go through it, like like that's a good thing, right? And that would be. I'd watch that shit. I would totally watch that shit.
Yeah, and so, but now this comes with a senior narrative designer working in the AAA space, Win Rush, said that he's concerned about the news. Implementing such a large script, a huge game script isn't just a ton of work for the writing team. It's work for the audio department, the engineers, the animators, and possibly even the level designers. A behemoth script means a lot of time doing voiceover recording process, and script line management.
That's exactly. Yeah, I mean,
there's going to be a lot of work with this game. But you want to make it right.
I can only imagine. I absolutely. And if it's got as much dialogue as you say, I mean, that is fucking epic. That is fucking epic.
And I'm expecting Starfield to be game of the year. I mean, we're talking about an open world space game that's not Star Wars.
Right.
Uh, a tweet here by Robert Spook says, now iterate, polish, rewrite based on feedback, adjust for pivots in the gameplay. The number of people, hours, effort there is mind blowing. I don't think enough people really understand how much work goes into something that monumentally huge.
Right.
I can
That's
iterate
exactly
pretty
right.
fast. That I think most I've ever done in a single day is 157 line scripts. And that also encompassed playing with the activity dialogue was for and structuring the flow of it all. So first draft 157 lines a day. Now repeat that 955 times.
That's right. That's exactly right. It would take you, yeah, at that pace, it would take you almost 3 years,
Yeah.
almost 3 years just to fucking record,
Do you think we're
just to
gonna have?
just to record.
Do you think that something's gonna come out about overworked work conditions with
I,
Bethesda?
I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know. I think
Because we know about the
people,
problems with Activision.
absolutely, absolutely. It's not just problems with Activision. It's problems with the like
Maybe.
any industry in the United States right now. Almost everybody is having labor problems, and those labor problems are directly related to basically what you are compensated for with your time. So, if you're not making enough money, obviously you're going to look for work elsewhere. That's what people do. If you're barely scraping by and struggling to pay your bills, you're going to probably go get another job somewhere else.
Absolutely.
At least at the very least you're going to be constantly looking. Because when you're living hand to mouth, when you're living paycheck to paycheck, I get it. I've been there. Like I'm getting ready to probably be there again, like myself. You know what I mean? Like on some level, where it's like now I can't do that this week because this is all I've got right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where, you know, I think a lot of these companies really, really, really took for granted how long they have not had to like any increases in wages, as far as like minimum wage. And it was only the last couple years where like cost of living started skyrocketing,
Absolutely.
and people people across the country started feeling the squeeze. And it's like, well, no shit, people are gonna fucking bail and not fucking work for your fucking company because you pay shitty wages.
Absolutely.
They can do the exact same job, or even an entirely different fucking job, and make fucking twice as much, without having to do anything. Why would they work for you? You know, so a lot of it comes down to like, are you compensating your workers? You know what I mean? Like, if you're not, don't expect people to fucking come,
Come to work, yeah.
yeah, come banging your door down to like put in a resume. I mean, Jesus
Yeah, I
Christ.
actually saw a funny sign that was posted at Dunkin' Donuts. I saw it online. It said, "We are short-staffed today. If we take too long, we're sorry. If you have a problem with it, uh, there's an application in the building."
There you go.
you
And,
know,
we, and,
so
that, and see, and I can actually I can get behind that because it was the people that were working there saying, be patient with us. We're short staffed. There is something to be said too for the people that are still working in those jobs for those kind of shitty wages sometimes. Like, be patient with them.
yeah.
Like, ladies and gentlemen, like, manners are free. Manners are free.
So is moral sense
Exactly.
and common sense. Oh shit.
It costs nothing. It costs nothing to be like 1% altruistic for fucking 30 seconds in your day and not be a complete shithead to fucking Becky, behind the fucking Starbucks fucking counter, or fucking Joseph, slinging you fucking donuts in the morning, to put a little bit another fucking roll of fat on your ass, like. So don't be fucking dickheads to them. You know what I mean? Like, they're already working for shit pay and shit wages. Be a good goddamn human being. Be a less shit human, as
Yeah.
one of my army
Absolutely.
buddies likes to say. Be a less shit human. You know.
Absolutely. And if you're working for the Xbox or PlayStation factories, from what I'm hearing, said by Phil Spencer of Xbox, I think it's probably too isolated to talk about it as a chip problem for the capacity of consoles that are out there right now.
Right.
He says, when I think about it, what does it mean to get the parts necessary to build the console today, and then get it to the markets where the demand is, where multiple kind of pinch points in the process. And I think regretfully, it's going to be with us for months and months, definitely through the end of this calendar year and into the next calendar year.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, the global supply market got massively disrupted last year during the coronavirus, and it has caused backlog up through this year and going into next year. I mean, that's they saw that, they predicted that last year, like when it started happening, like it was going to happen. Like, and we're now starting to feel the effects, and some of the
Yeah.
what I have to assume is some of the precious metals. So like if you're not for those of our viewing audience that's unaware, I do not want to sound like I'm gonna insult your intelligence or anything, but if you are unaware of the fact, whenever you have a video game system and it goes out or it dies, do not ever throw them away. There are precious metals inside that video game system. So like you can extract them if you want, or you can resell your old system. You know, I'm not going to say it's going to get you a lot of money, but there are metals in there and they are precious. And the precious metals market is basically what keeps a lot of these, you know, they go into cell phones, they go into our video game consoles, they go into TVs. And when that market slows down, the whole enchilada slows down, you know, globally, you know.
And we're talking about PC chips. NVIDIA,
That's right.
They're putting NVIDIA computer chips inside of these consoles. These aren't
Right.
your regular rinky-dink.
No.
You know, these are. I mean, these chips go for some of them like $1,000 at a time. You know, they're not fucking.
That is correct.
They're not fucking playing games, man. And it takes. I could imagine there's only so many fucking people in the world who are skilled enough to create a chip like that. There can
Agreed.
only be so few, and I can only imagine that few is probably not working right now.
Well, I mean, and that's that. Here's the thing. You know, we're talking about supply and demand. We're talking about what the global market is demanding from the source, basically the mines. You know, an open pit mine, basically, that mines precious metals, right? Those precious metals are used in basically everything high tech that we use today is mined somewhere. It's taken from the earth, but from getting it from the mine to your TV, to your PC, to the phone in your pocket, to our video game consoles, that's where shit gets, you know, very convoluted. And if there's a disruption in that process, the whole foundation is very shaky. You know, becomes very shaky.
Look at Korea.
So yeah,
Korea
you know what I mean?
has mountains enriched in uranium. You know, and if there's an issue, maybe for example last year, I can only imagine that there was a stop in the process of the mining of uranium over there.
Right.
If there's no uranium, there's no bombs. If there's no bombs, there's no war. If there's no war, there's no end of the world. Then there's nothing exciting to live for anymore. So you know what? So
Exactly. Hey, I like your train of thought there. Yeah, it would be a very boring world if there was no war, right?
You know, but yeah, man. You know that's what's going on. Again, and we've said it many times. We're just not there yet. We're not completely sold yet on even going to the next generation of consoles.
Right. I'm not. I have seen nothing up to this point that gives me any reason to abandon the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox Series X.
The one. You're still at the
Excuse
one.
me, the Xbox
Yeah.
One. And that's like I've seen nothing yet that has blown my socks off.
And the cloud is out too with Xbox Series X functionality. So, I mean,
Right.
I can even say from personal experience, switching over to PC has been a godsend, and it's given me an option to play more games.
Right. Well, and that's exactly what it's for. And that's like I said earlier. Like I need to reinvest in the Game Pass, and I need to start gaming more. Like I really need to start gaming more. Like that's just something I need to. It's a very healthy hobby to have, and some of the, I guess, immersive techniques that the different video games use nowadays, when you start playing them, like it helps you kind of escape and wind down for a few hours of your day. You know what I mean? It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all. You know what I mean? And
This is definitely a shame, though,
what?
for the console shortages.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, it's not. I don't. There's nothing you can fucking do about it. They called this shit fucking last year. If you wanted to be on the next generation video game console,
You had to sign up.
motherfucker, it's been out for a year. You know what I mean? Like you've had more than a chance to go get a new console if you wanted to be on that boat right now. It's been out for a year. Both of them have. So, if you waited a year and now there's a shortage, like tough fucking shit, dude.
Yeah.
They called this shit a long time ago.
And we were here talking about it too.
We were like, yeah, exactly. Like we were talking about it. It was like we said, like that is exactly what it was. Like It was called. Like if you don't have one and you're crying in your fucking beer because fucking you don't got a PS5 or the new fucking Xbox, tough shit, dude. Like
I actually have a friend.
Like,
I actually have a friend of mine who, I don't know how he does it. He gets his hands on them and he flips them, because he knows a lot of people that are looking for him. And somehow he's he's getting access. This guy's a fucking Robin Hood, so whatever.
Well,
so
shit, we might have to fucking edit that out of our out of the official version of our podcast later, man.
Yeah,
he want to get your friend, huh?
Yeah, well, that's why I said friend.
Yeah, he's a friend. He's a friend.
Just a friend.
Is he a friend or is he a friend of ours?
He's a friend. He's a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry. I do speak a little bit of Jersey. I do speak a little. Yeah,
you know how it is, and it's actually funny.
Exactly.
I have the perfect movie for you to watch this week that just came out on HBO Max that will teach you all the lingo that you need to know.
What is it?
Ladies and gentlemen, The Many Saints of Newark, the Sopranos movie, has finally come out.
Oh, the Sopranos movie. Yeah.
What do you give it? What do you give it, Frenchie? What out of 10? What was your rating for the Sopranos movie?
Like a 7.
I gave it a 7.5. It was really good. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but
sure.
But the cast was.
Does this movie take place after?
Oh, it takes place like 30 years before.
Oh, so it's like a prelude to.
Oh yeah, and James Gandolfini's son plays Tony Soprano, a young Tony Soprano.
Shut the fuck up.
And
Really?
he looks and sounds just like him, dude. I got fucking chills right now, dude. There's a scene where he's talking to his mother, played by Vera Farmiga. Now let me fucking tell you, Vera Farmiga have you watched Sopranos? Are you familiar with some of the characters?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so you know the mother, Tony's mother.
Yes.
Vera Farmiga plays the mother so fucking good. You would think you're watching the show all over again. She sounds like her. She dresses like her. She looks like her. Our boy John Bernthal is in it. He plays Tony Soprano's father. But this movie...
No way.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, and he is fantastic.
The Punisher is Tony Soprano's father?
Yes, and he's fantastic. And did you get a real funny moment with one of the characters, like Uncle Junior's in it?
Dude, I'm kind of having a funny moment in my pants right now, dude.
Yeah, dude, this movie, it throws the Easter eggs at you, and you know
and
one.
is it just it's a movie? So what is it, like 2 hours?
It's exactly 160 minutes long.
2 hours? So 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Yep.
2 hours 40 minutes.
Damn.
Oh, we're watching it tonight. We're
Yeah.
watching it tonight.
It's on HBO Max. It's a fantastic movie.
Oh my fucking god!
But the reason why I gave it a 7.5 is because there were so many unanswered questions. Because there's still shit that we don't know about. You know, when you watch it, we'll talk about it next week.
It's the same when you watch The Sopranos. I mean, it's well, and Jesus Christ, there's a lot of TV shows that use the same kind of like ideas. You know what I mean? Where it's like basically like you're getting a glimpse into the life of this person or these persons, or let's say a group or whatever the TV show's about, right?
Yeah.
But you're not gonna get every single little thing answered. Like this is like you said this is an origin story, basically, like kind of like a, you know, it happens like
this takes place 30 years before, so you pretty much get to figure out how Tony Soprano got into it.
became I can't wait to see fucking
Dude, if Tony
holy fucking shit.
if Michael Gandolfini does not get an Oscar for this role, I will riot.
Shut the fuck
Because
up.
when
Is he really that good?
Is
he really that good?
It's his fucking son. You know, he really like he sounds just like him. You know, when you start with the Mafangu or he sounds just fucking like him. You have to take a second to really be like, oh my god, is this not like is this not James Gandolfini itself? But no, like they actually got his son to play him. But my favorite character in the whole show were Silvio. You know, he's always wearing the tracksuits, and the guy who plays Paulie, Silvio, you know, they really play into like these are them. Like once you see them, you're gonna be like, okay, that's him. This guy's fucking wig is off, and you know, they do such a good job. They do such a good fucking job. And to be honest, I'm gonna go back and watch The Sopranos. So.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's intense. Like, yeah, I think we're probably watching it tonight now.
Yeah,
like no
it's
like,
and the one thing I love about it, it takes place in New Jersey. It was filmed in New Jersey, in Newark, which is only 2 minutes away from me, and they cover the Newark race riots. So that's another aspect of the movie that they throw in there. So it's crazy. It's crazy. They do a good job. You know, but this story is about Christopher Moltisanti's father. It's not about The Sopranos. It's about Chris's father. So enjoy it. It's going to be so good. And now on to the military news. What happened? Yeah. Before we get to the military news, I just want to, you know, give a shout out to someone who you introduced me to, who is now. I'm telling you guys are making big moves as you're getting out. Drill Sergeant Jackson. Good.
Yes, Ronnie.
Good old Ronnie with that fucking.
He became a drill.
Yep, he's now a drill sergeant. Now, congratulations, man.
Shout out to fucking Sergeant First Class fucking Jackson.
Dude, that
graduated drill sergeant school, and he will be a drill sergeant very shortly at Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
He looks fucking swole in that picture, bro.
Dude, Ronnie's a beast.
Yeah,
he's always been.
You know what? We're gonna get in touch with him. Get him on here, man, because
I think honestly, dude, I think
it's
we
that
need
time.
You've played with him. You've heard his voice basically, but
there goes Jay Killen again.
Yeah, like yeah, he has such an amazing story. He has his own awesome story to tell. To be perfectly honest, you know, great dude. One of the best friends I've had in the Army, in my time in the Army. Like honestly, like when since I've been here at Fort Carson, I didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah, I was married and I lived, you know, 30 miles away from where everybody else lived, down in Pueblo, as opposed to Colorado Springs, for the people that are stationed in Fort Carson. And Ronnie was one of the first friends I made, basically, like after I moved here. And it was unfortunately, it was a few years after I moved here before I had any friend, like what I really call an actual friend. You know what I mean? Like, and me and Ronnie became good buddies, and he's a great dude, and I wish him well on the trail. And he just got promoted from staff sergeant to sergeant first class, so congratulations to him for that
Yeah,
as well.
so he's a top dog drill sergeant too. He's a senior
Oh,
drill
yeah.
sergeant.
Dude, that motherfucker is gonna steal people's fucking souls.
Yo, I'm so
Like,
happy for him, man. He's such a cool fucking guy.
this dude is going to crush fucking nuts, dude, and steal souls. Like, that is, like, I'm telling you, and he is going to turn sloppy ass, pussified, bullshit ass human beings into motherfucking soldiers.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
that's what he's going to do. Like, and I know he's going to do a fantastic job at it. So, you know.
And so, and also, cheers, my brother, cheers. And also, while we're talking about you, your friends, Joy. Also, I just want to say, next week I'm gonna have a review for the postal brain damage demo.
Oh, absolutely.
Your
We
boy,
need to yes.
yeah, your boy. You know
Okay.
your boy has done it again. Mike J has done it again. I haven't had enough time in the game. I've had a couple minutes. It's very colorful.
Right?
You know, but
It looks like it basically looked like Doom. Like it looked like Doom. Like where you were just going around like just massacring everything, basically.
Yeah,
Like,
so I'm excited to play more of this when we finish our show tonight. I'm actually going to take some time because I just want to say thank you for XSplits for making things easier for this small time producer for automatically uploading our show straight to YouTube. And right now on for the not the gaming news, the military news. So we got so a nice little historical thing I found today. Gonna have it up right here in the stream. The M16. This is coming from military.com. The original M16 Manual was a Vietnam War comic book.
Awesome.
Yeah, very very cool stuff. I mean,
that's almost like when I was a mechanic. There's like it's like PM Monthly. It's got like Master Sergeant, half mast.
Yeah.
It like shows you all the PMCS or how to PMCS and whatever. But that's exactly what that is. That looks almost exactly like.
Yeah, and look, I mean, the steps are here. Disassembly, number 5, take out the bolt and carrier assembly. 6, remove the charging handle. 7, push out the firing pin, retaining pin. This is all fundamentals that are still being used today.
Correct.
So to think that this came out there in the Vietnam era, and as a comic book fan, I would have been completely sucked into this and been like, whoa, like I'm all about this. Brick suck me in,
Yeah, how to strip your baby.
Yeah.
How to strip your baby.
And of course during that time they, pandered with the thought where they, they always had these images of women because they really felt that it would sell to the man to be like, hey, well, if she's carrying an M16, I guess I'm going to join the army and carry an M16 too. Crazy, interesting mentalities back in the day. For you, exactly right. M16A1 Zapsters, here are some number. It's a Brooklyn accent. Number 1 PM suggestions to keep you a go-go. How to fight carbon freeze. I mean, this is some interesting, cool shit.
Fucking awesome. That is fucking awesome. I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, well, and all of the fundamentals of taking care of an M16 carry over to the M4. And basically the entire AR platform. You know what I mean? So it's like if you know how to take care of your weapon will take care of you. That's a very common running theme in war, right? Like you take care of your
rifle.
Yep, you take care of your weapon will take care of you. So So yeah. What else? What else we got on in the military?
Hey, so we
Uh,
got a real hot take here.
oh boy, what is it?
Um, the now jailed Lieutenant Colonel Stu Scheller, who, if you guys don't know, he came out with the video asking for accountability for Afghanistan.
Right.
He is currently in the brig. He is arrested. He broke the UCMJ.
Yep.
There's a lot. Okay, so there's a lot of layers to this, but as it says here in military.com, I'll
Mm-hmm.
show it to you guys right now. The now Stu's request is simple. He's willing to go in there and say guilty to whatever they want. All he wants is to be able to leave honorably. Marine Corps officials have said there are no specific charges preferred or initiated against Scheller, but a spokeswoman for the service, Sam Stevenson, confirmed he is currently in pretrial confinement while awaiting an Article 32 preliminary hearing.
Right. Right. So okay.
Do you know what Article
Yeah, like you
32
said.
is?
Um, Article 32 is it's one of the. Give me a second. I can look this up in like
Yeah,
two
yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, so I mean, there's many layers to this. The first being he broke UCMJ.
Right.
So we'll get that. We'll talk about the legalities first before we
So
get to the
so
free
basically,
spirited shit.
an Article 32 hearing is a proceeding under UCMJ, which is similar to that of a preliminary hearing in civilian law. The name is derived from the UCMJ section 7 of Article 32, which mandates the hearing. So basically, he's going to have a hearing. There's going to be they haven't charged him with anything yet, but they're going to, and he's going to have an Article 32 hearing to basically face down whatever charges they bring against him. Now, what was your question, John? I apologize.
Oh, I was just saying. This. What really makes this interesting, which we'll get into, like the more free-minded stuff, if you will. Because while he broke UCMJ.
Right.
We get it.
Right.
But
Right.
do you think that this was now okay? Rules are rules, but do we really think that this is? Do you think that he was morally wrong for saying what he said?
Well, it depends on what he said. Why is he in the brig? I mean, if what he said is, I mean, wait. My question to you is, you said rules are rules, right? And
Yes.
that's a lieutenant colonel. There's a reason. There's a reason they're taking it that seriously, and there's a reason they're doing what they're doing. Okay, if we're talking about ethically or morally right or wrong, like I don't even have anything for you. It's more
Yeah.
like that's part of being in the military. Like you don't get to just do whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Like, um, whether history flips a coin and says this guy is right or wrong in his opinion. Same with my high school peer, Lieutenant Colonel Lohmeyer
Yeah.
in the Space Force, with some of the stuff that he was talking about in his book. Um, it's touchy. It's a touchy subject, and we're living through this era of history basically. So, is history going to prove, these lieutenant colonels wrong or right, or are they, I don't know. I don't have a goddamn periscope that sees 10 years into the future. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Do you think he'll be given honorable discharge if he takes this deal
He's an,
to
he's an officer, so he's gonna get
serve 17 years too?
yeah, he's gonna get what probably amounts to a smack on the wrist if he pleads down. Yes. Whether if he gets the honorable discharge, I don't know. That might be one of the bargaining chips they're dangling in front of the opposing uh, lawyer, basically the prosecutor. Um, say like give me an honorable discharge, and we won't make a clown show out of the hearing,
Yeah.
out of my court martial, basically. So that could easily be what he's doing. I can't really speculate on that, but I could see that being a big bargaining chip. Like, give me an honorable discharge, and I'll shut the fuck up and go away.
Yeah.
And then he can write a book, and then he can write his book and make a couple bucks.
Yep.
You know, and have a little nest egg for fucking.
There'll be a
you know,
History Channel episode about it.
right, right. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's. I really don't want to touch the political part of this. I really don't, because that's.
And I think we've talked about Afghanistan enough too.
Well, and you and me, there are certain weeks when we have this podcast where we're a little bit more willing to, I guess, broach the political topic, and there's weeks where we're not. And this week is just probably not one of those weeks where we really need to get into our own political leanings or opinions about shit like this. You know what I mean? So,
and
I'd rather keep it fairly neutral in that respect. So, go ahead.
No, I like that, and that's why I like this last conversation here that we have here. It's actually a 2-for-1, I guess. First off, they're starting the process of renaming 12 different bases.
Right. Yeah, because they're named for Confederate traitors and all that.
So so it's Fort Gordon, Fort Hood, Fort Pickett, Fort Lee, Fort A.P. Hill, Fort Bragg, U.S. Naval Ship Murray, Fort Polk, Fort Rucker, Alabama, Fort Belvoir, and Fort Benning.
Okay.
I can't read what this 12th one is because it's like faded out for some odd reason.
Right.
But the article here says thousands of internet suggestions poured in for replacing Confederate names on bases, and not all were nice.
Not all were nice, of course not.
Yeah.
It's the internet, bro. It's the internet, bro.
Yeah. So it says the Pentagon asked the internet for help for replacing the names honoring Confederate troops on iconic bases like Bragg and Benning. It got more help than it bargained for. Some of those suggestions on the website are quite intense. Retired Admiral Michelle Howard, the chair of the naming commission in charge of the effort, said following an update to the Congress on Thursday. There are some folks who are distinctly opposed, and the verbiage that they use is quite deliberate, and they make it clear that they do not support the commission.
I like that. I like that. That sounds exactly like what you're gonna get from the fucking internet when you ask. You know what I mean? Like if I was gonna make a submission right now, I'd be like Fort 40 McFort face, you know, or some stupid shit like that. You know what I mean? But like, I could totally see where, people are not gonna split hairs when given the opportunity to.
I put one in.
Say again.
I put one in.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What'd you put in?
I put in Fort DD214 Gaming because we're the only military and gaming podcast in the world.
Oh my god, that's fucking awesome.
I did do that.
They're like, and some like fucking lieutenant colonel's gonna have to like fucking read that and be like, what the fuck is DD214 Gaming?
Like, yep, well, here comes the lawsuits now.
Right.
Like, who the fuck?
Right.
A podcast? Video games?
A stupid, shitty podcast about video games and military stuff? Like, really? A whole fort? You know, like, come on. Some lieutenant colonel's like fucking slitting their wrists over this shit right now, having to fucking read all the different submissions, right?
Dude. Oh man, so they're saying that 27,000 suggestions have since the request was posted on September 7th, and the commission plans to keep accepting ideas until December. The effort, mandated by Congress in January, requires the U.S. military to remove names of Confederates on bases, ships, buildings, and street names that commemorate slavery and racism against Black Americans.
Good.
I'm all about it. I mean,
too 100%. 100%.
Let's do it, man. I mean, on top of that,
that shit.
On top of that, the second part of this news story is that you can actually go on the website now, thenamingcommission.gov. December 1st is the last day that you could submit. If you have a cool idea that you think that maybe could work for military installation, go ahead
Right.
and throw it in there.
I would love to see Fort Hood renamed Fort Benavides for
Okay.
Roy Benavides, the Medal of Honor recipient, the Green Beret. He was from Texas. You know, he was a Texan,
Okay.
and I would love to see, you know, Fort Benavides instead of
Yeah.
Fort fucking Hood.
You're
You
hearing
know what I
it.
mean?
You're hearing it here first, guys. So you're hearing it here
I,
first.
I, I would love to see that.
That'd be really cool.
That one specifically. Um, Sergeant Benavides did amazing things that day in Vietnam, and I used to show one of his speeches. One of his speeches to my students at the basic leader course at the academy, basically. And I would love to see Fort Hood named after uh, an amazing soldier. You know what I mean? Like an actual full on, true to life, larger than life human being who was very humble and gracious at the same time about all of the gifts he was given and the ability to survive what amounted to a nightmare in hell. You know,
Hell yeah.
that, as far as Benning and Bragg, very very famous forts. I don't really know. I don't really have ideas for those ones per se,
Yeah.
but I would love to see Fort Hood renamed Fort Benavides. I think
That,
I
and
think
that's
that'd be great.
it's a beautiful name
It really fucking is.
for a base
Really,
too.
really fucking is.
And I think it would be a good start too. A good scratch off of the history of Fort Hood, especially with all the controversies. I mean,
Oh, fuck yes,
there
dude.
is
Like,
there is
turn that,
so many unfortunate shit happening there that
yeah,
it start a new
turn that,
chapter, change the name.
turn that fucking place around. It's gotten old. Like
Yeah.
all the bullshit has gotten old at that. Like going to that post is like being sentenced to fucking death, basically. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a career killer. It's a literal killer. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Like that stigma needs to go the fuck away, and they need to transform that community, the surrounding community, uh, in a more positive direction, basically. You know, like it's just the stigma that post has. It's terrible. It's fucking
Yeah,
terrible.
it's time to change it, and I think having such a positive um, person to be named after would be such a good motivational start for Fort
Agreed.
Hood.
That's exactly where I was going with it. Was like,
That is really that is something else, and you know they have a good team. They have a good team. They have a good team of
like
many U.S. There's Admiral Michelle Howard, U.S. Navy retired. Brigadier General Ty Swidell, U.S. Army retired. Lieutenant General Thomas Bostic, U.S. Army retired. General Robert Neller, U.S. Marine Corps retired. Dr. Corey Schock, Mr. Lawrence Romo, Mr. Jerry Buchanan, and U.S. Representative Austin Scott of Georgia.
okay,
So this is I mean this is a big thing. Um,
absolutely.
this is really cool. I'm happy for it, and I mean, with the way that everything is being modernized, I think it's pretty cool that we get to live now in a world where we get these cool modern names for bases that really touch up upon like the
hundred
importance.
percent,
Yeah,
100% agreed. 100% agree. We are living in modern times. We are living in the fucking future, basically, and we need to treat society and in general as such. Like we are. This is not mom and dad's fucking world they grew up in.
yeah,
It's all.
and you know,
It's fucking ours, dude. Like we need to start fucking claiming that shit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like seriously.
I would I know that it's not on the list, but Fort Hamilton, where I did my MEPS at, I would love for that. That would be a pretty cool place to be called Fort Murphy for Mike Murphy, because that's where he
There you
did
go.
MEPS as well. So I would love to see a base named after him. You know.
Right. Absolutely.
And actually Fort Hamilton is it's really small, and it's like off the cliff of New like right under New York City,
Mm-hmm.
and it has old cannons still on the side from the Civil War, the
You've shown,
Revolutionary War.
yeah, you showed me pictures of that.
Yeah,
You showed
man.
me pictures of that when we were in Kansas City.
Yeah, that place is something else. That place is
Right.
something else. So yeah, guys, remember the namingcommission.gov is the place to go if you have any recommendations to name any of these 12 bases. You know,
Absolutely.
and they saying that throughout that they're thinking about rolling these out throughout 2023. So you know, it's a good time. It's a good time, man. And I'm so happy that we had a lot of military news this
Yeah.
week. It was, you know, there was even
It's been,
something. Yeah,
it's dry lately. It's been dry.
you know, and also I want to give a big shout out to the Air Force because they, for the first time in 5 years, have reached their quota in recruitment numbers.
Good job, Air Force.
Yeah,
Good job.
so you know we're hearing the final thought. Whose is it this week?
It is yours this week.
Okay,
It is.
which is perfect because I have another article here that just came out a couple days ago from military.com. And
Okay.
you know, this is all part of the final thought, guys. So, you know, listen to this. Suicides among troops rose 15% in 2020, with firearms closely tied to deaths.
Right.
You know, a total of 384 active duty service members, 77 reservists, 119 National Guardsmen and women took their own lives according to the Defense Department annual suicide report, totaling 580 service members. That figure is up from 504 in 2019 and 543 in 2018. And seen in previous DoD reports on suicide, military personnel at risk are largely young, under 30. White, enlisted
Yep.
and male, between 64% and 80% of suicides were carried out by firearms, 87% of which were privately owned.
Right.
Um, these, you know, it leaves you speechless to hear something like this, you know, because it could happen. It could happen to any of us, you know.
It does.
You know, you know, we've said it before. This dark cloud, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't choose. It just comes for you. And to hear that number rose that by that much is a killer, man. It's a killer.
Right.
You know, and we're probably going to see a lot of, you know, we're going to see a lot of this with with a lot of our brothers and sisters coming back from Afghanistan right now.
That's right.
You know, it's hard to even read something like that, to know that something like that is even
that
happening.
was only, that was only the stats on active duty veterans. That wasn't even the stats on veterans in general.
Yeah, yeah, or even
Like,
and civilians also.
yeah, that was just the stats on active duty. That wasn't the stats on like your vets. You know what I mean? Like we lost a good friend last year, like on my end, and that's pretty much to the T. Kind of fits that statistical profile basically of last year. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's rough, man. It's rough, and then, well, you got the final thought, so
Oh no, yeah, and always love hearing what you have to say, and you know, just like you, there's a lot of other guys coming out during this time as well. You know,
right.
seasonal depression is coming. You know, which is a real fucking thing. You know, a lot of people skid on that thing, but it's a real thing. You know,
Uh-huh.
I know you're tough as fucking nails, but I know, you know that even you with the experiences that you've been through, this is a new world. This is a new change. This is a big fucking change for you. So there may be a bit of stress or maybe even a small bit of depression in there that
Sure, absolutely,
you know, because
absolutely.
this is a big
I've
thing.
talked about, yes, and I've talked about it many times. We've talked about it on this podcast, and I have no shame in telling people that I've been seeing a therapist for the last 2 years. You know, in the Army. You know, before I got out, I was seeing a therapist for the last 2 years. I will probably continue to see a therapist moving forward in my life. It helps me to talk. about stuff, and there's a lot of stuff in my life that um, it's not that I can control it because it was stuff that happened in my life, but I need to talk about it. I need somebody to I need like a neutral third party basically to vent to sometimes. And
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
There is nothing wrong with that. It
absolutely.
has even if it's only very incrementally and very very small baby steps, it has helped me.
Yeah,
Like
and
I got a lot of baggage, so
yeah.
I talked to somebody about it. You know what I mean? Like, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, don't apologize, Jay. You're good. And in saying that too, just like you, many other guys are coming out. A lot of them don't have a plan. A lot of them don't know what to do. Especially ones who are getting chaptered out. They don't. A lot of them don't know what to do, and that depression comes in, and it
Right.
takes a toll on you because a lot of people don't know what to do, especially infantry guys. A lot of infantry guys, they come right out. They want to go right back into the action. That's what they know.
Right.
You know, guys, give them a call.
Absolutely.
If you they're not calling you at 3:15 in the morning for to talk about Rick and Morty, that last
That's
episode that just aired. They're not calling you you know, to chit chat. You know, they may call you to see if you want to go out to the 24-hour spot and get a fucking 7-Eleven pizza or something. But there's a reason for that.
That's right.
Answer the phone, or if you know that person closes down, give them a call. Stop by, see if they're okay. You know? Guys, the number is 1-800-273-8255. 1-800-273-TALK. The lines are always open 24/7, 365 days a year. Sometimes 366, depending what year it is. But they're
Right.
always
Right.
there, You could text them. And in fact, I'm right here in the Google site. You can actually click chat, and they can actually talk to you right from your iPhone, your Android, your laptop, your PC, whatever. It's there. Give them a call. Give someone a call. Answer your phones. And remember, guys, we're all we got. Jay, you got anything else?
Now, brother, I just want to say it was an extreme honor and privilege serving my country for 11 years and 9 months and some change. I hope everybody has has a good week ahead. Stay safe out there, and I love you guys. Y'all be good.
Congratulations, Jay, by the way.
Appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. I'm a very lucky man.